annual High School FilGrad of San Diego.
Woo! Everybody!
Celebrating the success of the graduating class of 2014.
Yeah, 2014. We're gonna make you cheer every time you hear 2014. They got it. You guys got it down.
I am your host, Kimberly Polly, and I'm a mentor with the Kuya and Ate Mentorship Program.
Hello everyone, I'm Roman Sabachi, a Phil graduate of the class of 2009. Anyone? Anyone? No? Oh, awkward. I'm aging myself.
But first, let's thank the Pakarubian Kulintang Ensemble for their wonderful music. Now we ask that you please stand and remain standing for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem and the playing of the American National Anthem. So we ask for Olive Dingleberger to come up on stage to sing the Philippine National Anthem.
Hello and congrats to the class of 2014, I feel so. But here goes the national anthem. Bayang magiliw, pelas ng sinanganan, alap ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiti, sa lulupi, di ka pasisiil sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mo'y bughaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magniningning. Ng araw ng luwan, hatid pagsinta, buhay at langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mag-aapi, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Okay, thank you everyone. You can have a seat. So, of course, we're here at FilGrad, and we want to thank all of you for joining us at the Central cut it out. Sorry, you'll hear a lot of technical difficulties. Just bear with us now.
Apologize for that.
And so here at the Centro Cultural de la Raza, we're taking the time to celebrate the successes of the students in our community. And as a Filipino-American community, we recognize the value of education. And while that ultimate goal of the diploma is important, we often forget the value and the significance of the journey that these young men and women and you, the families, have taken in order to achieve that goal.
Today we celebrate all the lessons learned, all the relationship formed with family, friends, teachers, mentors, and everyone who had helped you along the way. All the challenges and failures that you have overcome, and ultimately the successes and victories. FilGrad celebrates your achievement through 4 years of hard work in the classroom and in the community. We also want to acknowledge the parents here today. Remember how you watched your child grow from a baby to a teenager to a young adult. And remember that you are a big part of the reasons for their success. If we could have a round of applause for the parents for being an active role model for their children.
We also want to thank the people who have made FilGrad 2014 possible. And we want to tell you a little bit more about the Kuya Ate Mentorship Program, who is the primary organizer of this FilGrad. And me and Kim are in this organization, and we can tell you it's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome. And we're always welcome, you're always welcome to come and join us.
Yeah, I was in the first FilGrad class, that's what's up, and I'm here now. And so to talk more about camp, we we invite our Executive Director, Dr. Amanda Solomon Amaral.
FilGrad is the culminating event of CAMP's programming. CAMP started informally in 2007 as a group of college and recently graduated college students who shared a common vision to forge relationships with younger Filipino and Filipino Americans in San Diego County to build real critical knowledge about our history, our identity, and our culture. And CAMP was born when we formed partnerships with local Filipino language teachers and came to their classrooms once a month to offer workshops, exploring the topics that matter to us and to our students the most. CAMP has had a working relationship with Mira Mesa High School, Westview High School, Rancho Bernardo High School, Mount Carmel High School, as well as Challenger and Bell Middle Schools. And not only does CAMP provide workshops in these classrooms, but we also organize community events and workshops for other Filipino American organizations. So FilGrad is our opportunity to celebrate the amazing students in our community and show them our support as they begin their exciting journeys after high school. And we want you to know that we are proud of what you have already accomplished, and we look forward to all that you will accomplish, all the good that you will hopefully do, not just for yourselves, but for others and for your community. CAMP's vision is to empower a new generation of leaders, inspiring them to contribute to their communities and to act for social justice. So in the spirit of our vision, we have a video message for our graduates from Assemblyman Rob Bonta, the first Filipino American to be elected to the California legislature and who represents the East Bay and San Francisco area. We hope Assemblyman Bonta's message, as well as our keynote speaker Melissa Rojas's address, will inspire you to be the change you wish to see in the world.
Before we start, come here, Roman. This is a very interesting outfit you're wearing. I really like it. Could you tell us more about it? Because we don't see this every day.
Okay, so the attire I'm wearing right now is actually, it's worn during celebrations, and it's an attire from the Igorots in the Benguet province. So I don't know if many of you have learned about Igorots, but Igorots are one of the indigenous tribes of the Philippines. So this is from the province of Benguet because there are different provinces, and so this is, of course, as I said, the one from Benguet, and it's usually used during celebrations. So it's
Very cool.
This is the women's attire.
Oh, that's the women's.
Men's attire is very different. Shows more skin.
Very, very nice. I really like how you're wearing that today. Thank you. Now we want to move into our keynote speaker. Each year, our organizing committee invites a speaker who is active in the Filipino American community and who embodies the value of lifelong learning and sharing knowledge, the pursuit of social justice, and the dedication to the community involvement. Our keynote speaker, Melissa Rojas, is a poet, a health worker, a human rights activist. For over 18 years, she's been active in the community and social justice work in the United States and in the Philippines. She is a co-founder of Hobby Arts, a Los Angeles-based cultural organization dedicated to promoting community empowerment and social justice through the arts.
Melissa is a survivor of enforced disappearance and torture by the Philippine military. While conducting healthcare work in the Philippines on May 19, 2009, she was abducted at gunpoint, held in secret detention in a Philippine military camp, and tortured for 6 days. Even after her ordeal, Melissa continues to write and speak about human rights. She has traveled to many cities to shed light on the continuing human rights violations in the Philippines. In May 2012, she was a delegate of the Philippine Universal Periodic Review Watch at the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland. Melissa was named one of the 100 most influential Filipino American women in the United States and given the Policymakers and Visionaries Award in 2011 by the Filipino Women's Network. Please welcome your FilGrad keynote speaker, Melissa Rojas.
Hello everyone, and first of all, I would like to congratulate the class of 2014. What a great achievement. And I'm so happy to be in San Diego today because I'm originally from Los Angeles, but after high school, I went to college at the University of California, San Diego. So every time I come back to San Diego, it's very nice, and I get very nostalgic being here. So Rumi, the 13th century Persian poet, said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." When I was abducted and tortured by the Philippine military, what I realized through that pain and suffering was that they can torture and control my body. But one thing they were not able to control was my mind and my heart. In life, you will encounter difficult things, even impossible things, but that surviving those challenges can mean that you can allow the light to still fill your life. High school, I know, is a time of change and transition. For most of you, it was a great experience, but for some of you, like my own experience in high school, it was a challenging time when you try to find out more about yourself, who you are, and how you fit into the world. And now that you are graduating high school, the question arises, what will you do now? What do you picture yourself doing in 5 years, in 20 years? Each one of us has a story that remains untold. For me, in high school, all those untold stories welled up inside me. It became the motivation for me to learn more about my Filipino heritage. In my high school, there was no camp program. I did not know much about my Filipino heritage until college. And even then, it was mostly through my own research and effort. And after college, I went back to visit the Philippines and discovered the truth about the conditions there. That is when I met a mother who I call Nanay Ana, who had to feed her baby diluted condensed milk because she was too malnourished to breastfeed and formula was too expensive. I thought about her 2 children fighting each other for the leftover can of condensed milk. The can had sharp edges from the knife that was used to cut it open. They did not notice their bleeding fingers as they scraped the last bit of condensed milk from the bottom and tasted that sweetness in their mouths. Nanay Ana's baby later died, and I thought about why that family had to live in poverty, and I discovered the reasons why inequality exists in the world. I discovered a history I never knew about. That is when I spent more time doing health work and human rights work, and my commitment to seeking social justice deepened. Our Filipino history is a history of exploitation and oppression, like the experience of Nanay Ana. A lot of our stories have been suppressed, but ours is also a history of resistance, a history filled with the small acts of courage that added up to larger and historic acts of courage. Individual acts of courage that, when collectively gathered, became acts of resistance that are still changing the country today. The reason why we are here today and enjoy the freedoms that we have is not because it was handed to us. We had to fight for it. The Filipino community had to work towards building organizations like CAMP so that youth can uncover that chapter in history that was hidden from us. Uncover the truth about our identity, our history, and culture. When you think about graduation and what the future holds, think about how you want your story to be told. How does your experience relate to the larger Filipino community? The truth about the world is that we live in challenging times, but history has shown that the youth have always been a big mover of change, and you have a chance to be part of that change. Whatever you choose to pursue in life, I hope it will be for something that you feel good about. Let it be for something bigger than yourself. After graduation, you will have a chance to tell your untold stories. It takes courage to do so. It may be difficult at times, and we are not necessarily born with that courage, but it is something we can nurture, something we can strengthen, some things we can grow into. It is inevitable that you will face challenges in your life in whatever you do, but in the greatest of challenges, we find out the truth of who we really are and what we stand for. Those challenges are like the wounds that the poet Rumi was referring to when he said, "The wound is a place where the light enters you." Or rather, it is where the light may enter, because you can choose how you will overcome those challenges in life. You can choose whether or not to let the light in. Another quote from Rumi that I love is when he said, "When you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy." My wish for every one of you, for your life, is that you find that joy, that you find your passion and your courage so you can feel that river moving in you.
So as we've repeated, education is very important, especially to camp, because that's what we're all about. And so for the last 6 years, what have we been doing, Kim?
For the last 6 years, Roman, let me break it down for you. Okay, so for the last 6 years, camp has worked side by side. What happened to my mic? Side by side with the Filipino American Educators Association of San Diego County, Filameda, to present the winner of its annual scholarship. Filameda was founded in 1974 by a small yet visionary group of educators, educating workers of San Diego. Sorry, the mic is like keep going on and off. Sorry. Okay, so a group of educators working in the San Diego Unified School District who focus on hiring and professional development of Filipino teachers. Over time, the scope of the organization expanded to include the promotion of Philippine history and culture, and the implementation of multicultural and bilingual classrooms.
Here to present this year's scholarship winner, please welcome Sev Reyes.
Thank you very much. This is our 6th year co-sponsoring FilGrad. We're always honored to be here from the very first, when it was first held in Fava Hall, which is the Filipino American Veterans Association, which is on Market Street. So for the past 6 years, including this one, again, we're very honored to be here and to present scholarship awards. This year, we're actually going to give out 3 awards. Thanks to one of our members who had given us some additional monies. And so I would like to go ahead and announce the awards. This is going to be the first time anyone's heard that they're winning the award, so hopefully the traffic has not kept those people from being here, our award winners. So hopefully you're here, okay? In any case, you'll still get the award. Okay, so we have 2 special awards before I give out the main award, okay? And each of the special award, one of the special awards is for $200, and it will go to a student. Well, first of all, let me just say, when we looked over the applications, we looked at GPA, we looked at community service, we looked at high school activities, we looked at the letters of recommendations, we looked at the essays, looking for thoughtful, somewhat unique essays that kind of shows who the person is that's going to be receiving the award. And so it was a very difficult process for us to go over the applications, but we did come to a decision, and these are students that we are very proud of in terms of their accomplishments, and continued success to them and to all of you here in your college years or whatever plans you have after high school. Okay? So the first special award for $200 goes to a student who in this essay talked about going on a medical mission in the Philippines, passing out reading glasses for those that are in need of them. And this was kind of an insight, a way for him to connect not just with the people in the Philippines, but also to his parents. So that was his essay response on how, what are some of the issues that Filipino Americans are facing today, that connection, with the parents' generation, okay? So that award goes to Domenico Villa. This certificate, again, is the Philomena Scholarship Award. On behalf of the officers and members of the Filipino American Educators of San Diego County, we present the Philomena Special Scholarship Award to, again, Domenico Villa. Congratulations. Whoa, okay. The next special award in the amount of $300 goes to a student. In his essay, he explored the meaning and difference between what I thought was a very kind of a sophisticated search. The difference between what it means to be an Americanized Filipino versus a Filipino American. So I thought that was kind of an interesting, again, exploration. And the special award for $300 goes to Mitchell Yavore. Again, on behalf of the officers and members of Philomena, we present the Philomena Special Scholarship to Mitchell Yavore. Congratulations. And the final award, I just want to talk a little bit about this one. This will be the first time that we'll be presenting our top scholarship award in honor of Evangeline Lopez de Lute. Some of you may know her. She was the pioneer in Filipino language class, in getting the Filipino language into the curriculum to be taught in our public schools. And so this is our way of honoring her memory and for the work that she did to, again, promote Filipino language and culture. How many of you here have taken Filipino language in any of the middle schools or high schools? And I think some of the elementary schools as well may have had some programs. Anyone? Okay. So what we need to do is continue our interest, continue taking these classes. They are offered at San Diego State, they're offered at UCSD, the community colleges as well, and some other universities around California. And if they don't have one at the university they're going to, try to promote it. Try to get involved and get the Filipino language and culture in the curriculum, okay? So this special award that, again, we are giving for the first time in honor of Evangeline Lopez de Lute will go to a student, let me take a look here, who in her essay talked about what it meant for her to sing the national anthem, the Philippine national anthem. At first not really knowing what the words meant, but it was a way for her to, again, a way for her to bring out her confidence and to make her grandparents proud. And so, in her essay, again, like I had said previously, she's encouraging students to learn Filipino language, connect with their culture. And so, again, in the honor of Evangeline Lopez de Lute, I present our top award to Amaris San Victor. Filomena, we present the Evangeline Lopez de Lute Scholarship Award to Amaris San Victorias. I hope I pronounced your first name okay. How do you pronounce it?
Amaris.
Amaris? Okay. Congratulations.